I'm like, we got an issue. And right when the second transformer exploded, the whole place inside went dark. Thank God for the emergency lighting so we could see. And then the thing kept coming down Gallatin Pike, the tornado, and then just moved off to the side, and went to a neighborhood that was just behind us. And I pray for all those people. I saw the videos of that particular neighborhood there in Madison, and then it just pursued itself through Hendersonville and Gallatin, and I've just never experienced anything like it. I don't ever want to experience anything like it again, but it's just the nature of the beast being in the southeast. And I get to my neighborhood, and my whole entire neighborhood is completely blacked out. We have no power anywhere, and then I couldn't. I mean, small minor thing for me comparatively to what people went. I couldn't get into my house because Jen, the wife, had to go to Michigan to see her daughter there, who isn't feeling well. Anyway, long story short, I couldn't get in the house. Finally, had to call a locksmith, get into the house. So not a big deal comparatively what everybody else went through. But then I thought, well, I'm just going to get a hotel, man. I mean, I'm just going to go get a hotel and take my dog and go to the hotel. And I get to the hotel, and there's a line. Most of the hotels had no power either. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I went to some of them, and they were on a generator on the bottom floor in the lobby. And I walked into one, and they said, we're all going home. The generator's getting ready to go out. There was no power in the hotels either, which I've never even thought of that right. Ever even happening. And I go to this hotel. There's a line there in Gallatin at this hotel, one section that's all lit up. And they had rooms and, got a room, and then went back to my house to get my dog, and the power actually had come back on. So minor issues for me, but major issues while I was there, Corey. And this just talks about what it has done to families. And we need to think about this. Like I said, sometimes sports takes a back seat. It's taking a back seat right now for the state of Tennessee.
Absolutely.
But one husband and wife who owned a business there in Gallatin, she just said, we don't have a business left, and man.
And that's, again, Nashville has experienced that before. And it's not, when I lived in a few years ago, I was staying in the Mount Juliet area. And I want to say it was, may have been Mount Juliet Middle School, but, driving down that street, seeing that school, parts of that school flattened, like, all I could think of is what if that had hit, some hours later during the day when those kids were in school, man.
Yeah,
so,
man,
it's crazy that it takes a natural disaster or something for people to lay down all of these boundaries and walls that we have and against each other or about each other or stereotypes or whatever it is in these moments. This is what it's supposed to be all the time, like the concern and care for human life.
Yes.
The differences don't matter when life is lost or when life is at stake. And so, again, we're asking everybody to pray for those families that have had some loss, be it property or family. If they still have it at home, they may not even have power. Man, it's just and going even further for those people that do have it and have homes. When you're driving down the street, man, you look and you see people. You never know what people's stories are.
Yeah.
And you see that, they're sleeping outside, man. So, life is so fragile that the things that we often argue about are things that separate people are nothing. They really mean nothing. Like we're on a sports talk show. And like some of my programming, we talk sports and life, and that's why what I do is sports for life. And so, again, for those of you that do believe in God and have a relationship with God, we asking you to pray.
Yes.
For everybody that is dealing with this natural disaster in this state of emergency.
Yeah, and I've seen this before with other things that have happened in Tennessee, specifically the Nashville area, with the bombing a couple of years ago and things of that sort. And Tennessee is strong. Tennesseans are tough. Tennessee has been shaken right now, but not broken. And that is a theme that I've seen since I moved here from the West Coast a few years ago. Again, Tennessee has been shaken but not broken. I also want to offer it to anybody that's out there listening that has been displaced and has maybe lost their home and needs a hotel. I will cover a hotel for a few nights. If there's somebody out there that needs to call in, you can call in and talk to Will, our producer. And I'd love to help. Help put some people up for a couple nights to at least help out and make sure that they're taken care of and have electricity and things of that sort. So I'd love to help out any way we possibly can. So
so let me say this. Let me interrupt you.
Yes.
Jump in, Coach, on this. And for anybody that is listening and looking, the G, Coach Greg, the G is for giver. Coach loves people. He's a passionate guy, and the gesture that he just made and the offer that he just made is really who he is. What I love about our connection is that we can disagree. We don't have the same viewpoints. We have a lot of common denominators, but we don't let our differences separate us. And so for all you guys that are listening, and I know Coach G probably irritates y'all because he irritates Will, the hell out of Will, quite a bit. Y'all don't hear some of the words that Will got a silent beat button that allows him to sit over there and curse us out on the mic. Only y'all can't hear it. So, again, Coach, that's a great gesture.
Yeah.
He always says, "My brother from another mother."
Yeah.
And so again, we appreciate that, Coach, and that offer, and anybody else that's willing to do something like that. Looking out for your neighbor. Your neighbor is not the person that's the address 4 numbers higher or lower than yours to the right or the left.
Right.
The neighbor is the person that's in need. And so this Sunday morning scramble, it's like breakfast. You'll never have a whole plate of bacon or just a whole plate of eggs. You get a little bit of everything.
You get the full meal, baby.
You get the full meal.
Like I've said, Tennessee has definitely been shaken, but Tennessee and Tennesseans are not broken. You are champions this morning. All of you are. And I know that this community in Hendersonville and Gallatin and all the other communities that are affected by it are going to be strong and make it through this and become more united prayerfully as a community as ever before. And more prayers and thoughts as obviously are going out to all of you. So we love you. And, if you'd like to call in and talk sports, we're getting ready. We've got a lot to talk about today. We will talk Titans, Dolphins preview. Today, we're going to talk college football playoff because a week ago, it was unbelievable what happened, unfathomable what happened with Florida State. So we're going to get into that a lot. We're going to talk about my NBA champion, in-season champion Lakers, who are the best team in the NBA. Thank you very much.
And the impact and the quote-unquote, I'll say quote-unquote, heart or cojones of Adam Silver to be able to push something like this. I was looking and seeing what the numbers were. They were talking about the increase in viewership during the month of November. And at first everybody's like, it's corny. But for athletes that really like to win and compete, when you hear the word tournament, that means it's a champion.
Yeah. Somebody gonna be crowned.
So in high school, you might have the city championship or the county championship. All other sports you have in-season type tournaments. Then you get to the state championship. So I think it was a great move. I think it invigorated the players a little bit,
no doubt,
beyond just the money that was involved. I think obviously with the viewership in the live space and on the tickets didn't go up any. So I think it was a good thing for
it was a good thing except for the basketball courts. Those are the ugliest basketball courts. Oh my
Coach
God!
I got a headache. He said I can't see.
The Lakers, because I watch all the Lakers games, and the Lakers, bro, the court was bright yellow.
But that's where basketball is going towards.
I hope not.
No, I hope not either. But
I think I got vertigo still, Will.
Yeah, me too. Have you ever seen Oregon's court?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's cool though because it's got the pine trees and the mountains
but it doesn't do too much.
It doesn't do too much. It's
but
not loud.
I will say I kind of like the brightness of the court because it kind of gives you an international flavor.
I don't care about the international flavor. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't like the international NFL games. I don't care about that. So
Those
I'm glad.
fun.
But you're a young guy with this bright future out there.
All
for you to
that
live your
energy, you know
life.
what I'm saying? Testosterone still
Yeah.
increasing. You know, we've been decreasing since 21 years old. Will. Don't look at us like that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
getting ready to get married, have lots of babies,
Man.
like maybe be like Phillip Rivers and pop out 10 kids.
10 of them.
I'm so excited for him. But hey, on the other side, we are going to get right into the CFP and what that looked like a week ago and what it looks like today. Super excited about that. We're going to talk some NBA. We're also going to talk to Corey a little bit about watching LeBron James just revive like he's an 18-year-old playing out there. When is it time to retire? When does that start? We're going to talk about that as well on the other side. But you are listening to the Sunday Morning Scramble here on Nashville Sports Radio, and we are praying for you, Tennesseans. Anybody affected by this emotionally, mentally, physically, you are in our thoughts and prayers. Our hearts are heavy this morning for you. So God bless, and we will see you on the other side. Oh.
What's up, Nashville? This is Super Bowl champion Corey Harris. And anybody that loves sports knows that if you can't score, you can't win. So you should absolutely consider protecting your family and your assets with State Farm.
Thanks, Corey. Hey, everybody. This is Lauren Tullis, State Farm agent in Hendersonville. And if you like watching some of the best, like Corey Harris, you should be protected by the best. Contact us today to get your free quote at laurentullis.com. Like a good neighbor, Lauren Tullis State Farm is there.
What's up, Nashville? This is Corey Harris, Super Bowl champion of 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And the only thing that Coach Tonjes likes more than the LA Chargers is Double Dog.
Ah, yeah, Corey, Double Dogs. This is the coach, Greg Tonjes, from the wonderful new show, live show, that is the Sunday Morning Scramble. It is the coach, and it is Corey, Super Bowl champion on that show. But we do love one thing better than all of that. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin. It is the spot for beer, for sports. They've got the biggest screens, they've got the coldest beers, and guess what? It's dog friendly. And not only that, you can walk in today and ask for the coach's special, which is a double dogs with chili and cheese, and not one, but 2 hot dogs. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin, and that is at 1620 Nashville Pike. Tell them Coach Tonjes sent you.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full body treatment or even a couples massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Mocara Spa is Nashville's highest quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Mocara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600. Or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
This is Corey Harris, SEC legend, Super Bowl champion. If you want a great game day experience, you need to go down to DraftKings Sports and Social, downtown Nashville.
Oh, yeah, Corey, DraftKings Sports and Social. There's only 14 of them, and we've got one of them here in downtown Nashville at 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. Listen, anybody that loves to watch sports, he has to go here. They got a VIP lounge that overlooks the Cumberland River and into Nissan Stadium. This place is unbelievable with the biggest screens and the best experience for any sports fan. 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. We'll see you there.
You enjoy the thrill of gambling, but what happens when it becomes a problem? Whether you want to cut back or quit gambling altogether, the Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling for over 2 decades. We're here to help, not to judge. The Gambling Clinic is a Tennessee-based clinic offering in-person and telehealth support to help people win back their life. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
I believe this franchise right now, unfortunately, is paying for the sins of a lot of bad draft picks and bad signing. You can only dodge that for so long. When you think about going back-to-back years with your first-round pick and get nothing, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. It just
The
is.
McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Again, you are listening to the Sunday Morning Scramble here on Nashville Sports Radio. Give us a call, 615-844-5600. That's 615-844-5600. And again, Tennessee has definitely been shaken a little bit, but not broken. That should be a T-shirt, Corey. Shaken, but not broken.
Man, listen, the bombing,
Yeah.
the other tornado, the evil that struck those kids and families at the school.
Yes.
Listen, life is something else, bro. It does some things, and like you said, the people of Tennessee,
Yes.
are built strong.
They are.
And again, we're praying, and we know that although people are in the middle of something right now, we know it's something that they're going to get through.
That's right.
And right now they're just going through, and so
No doubt.
there will come a time when we heal from this, when those families will not necessarily get over it, but be able to continue on. So, and sports has always. I remember in 9/11, I was here because at the time I had been flying back and forth. My wife had brain cancer, and so I had been flying back and forth after as soon as the game was over, I was fly home on Sundays and be here on Sunday. We're off on Tuesdays. I wouldn't have to go to the Monday meeting, so give me a little time to have a couple of days with Antoinette rest in heaven. And then it was time to go back, but it was time to go back because all the players in the league voted like, do we want to play?
Right.
Or not.
Yeah, I remember.
And it wasn't about the sports, and this is the thing that I love about sports. Again, although it was a disaster, a state of emergency that called it, what you saw again is when it's not about our own personal opinions and it's just about life, there are no separations.
There's
and
not.
so
No.
guys were like, no, we want to play. Why? Because the locker room, the stands, even though people fight in the stands, the game, the sports, it's always much bigger than sports.
No doubt.
It's bigger than the business of sports. It's so much. And so the connectivity that comes through sports, the walls that are broken down, but the healing that comes with being able to forget for a second that you're going through.
No doubt. I mean, and that's again, Tennessee, again, shaken, but not broken, and never will be broken. So, we're talking about broken. LeBron James, I watched him yesterday. I've been watching this in-season tournament with the NBA. We're going to start talking more NBA as well. We're going to start talking hockey. We're going to start talking soccer. In fact, was it Columbus that just won the MLS championship over LAFC?
I watched a lot of that last night at DraftKings, and for the first time, I really saw what Brent Goulet and Robbie Stewart, guys that I've talked to, and I'm working with Brent Goulet with Kick the Stereotypes and his Super Skills program. Like the spacing, spatial awareness, the anticipation, like it really reminds. This is why I know when we get fully into the black community that in America it's gonna be some takeover, because I saw it spread out. And I saw a guy pass the ball, and I'm like, where is it? And it's a guy coming out of nowhere, full speed, beautiful, perfect pass. It's such a beautiful game. Having gone to the Ghana
when they were here
versus U.S. experience, the live experience was ridiculous, man. So I know with what I'm doing purpose-wise, but just from a fan standpoint, I'm going to be hooked on it. I'm going to be hooked.
I love it. We've got a caller, so we'd love to hear. Is it Jeff? Our friend, we missed you last week. Thanks for calling in this morning. Good morning to you, Jeff.
How's it going, guys? I just want to say, watched a little bit of college basketball yesterday. Watched a little bit of volleyball too yesterday. Real good, real good stuff. But I just want to say, looks like Kentucky's back on track a little bit. Looks like Tennessee got a pretty big win yesterday, which they're playing at home, so they should have won. But
Against Illinois.
Against Illinois, they're pretty good. And
hey, Jeff, you safe? Are you safe where you live out there from the tornadoes?
Oh yeah, we didn't get too much. We're all right. We're fine. I'm fine. We're fine. We're all right.
Well, that's good to hear.
A lot of stuff northern parts of Nashville got other places got hit real bad, but no, we didn't get hit too bad, so we're all right.
Good, yeah. I live in Gallatin, Hendersonville area is rough, but yeah.
I saw stuff on TV. It looked pretty. Looks really bad. Looked really bad from there, but now you guys were talking about. I was going to ask you guys. I know you guys talked about it. I guess you talked about it a little bit this morning, but the playoffs. What do you guys think about? I've heard that Florida State's going to boycott the Orange Bowl. I hear. You heard that right after it happened. They didn't have the press conference this week, so heard they're going to boycott the Orange Bowl. They have nothing to prove if they beat Georgia in the Orange Bowl. If they play, they've got nothing to prove. They should be in the playoff. If it's me, I'd have it would have been Michigan, Washington, Florida State, and Texas. If you're unbeaten, you go. I don't care about strength of schedule. I don't care who you play. It makes no difference. Alabama played Middle Tennessee and Chattanooga and beat them 122-17 combined. Are you telling me that those two are strength of schedule for Alabama? Are those strong teams?
You know the team that I haven't heard anything from at all that I think actually got stiffed on the whole situation is Georgia.
Well, why Georgia is stiff?
Well, they're the number one team for
how many weeks?
I mean, not just weeks.
They lost. Did they lose? They have one loss.
They lost, but there's a one. Alabama's a one-loss team too.
Yeah, Alabama's one loss too. That's right. And Texas beat Alabama. True.
Correct.
That's
yes.
right. But Texas should go around. Texas should go ahead of Alabama.
I think Texas should be in.
Texas should be in. Alabama shouldn't be in. It should be three unbeatens, and it should be Texas. They're all conference champions. I don't care what Alabama does. I don't care who they played. I'm not worried about strength of schedule. I don't care who you play. I don't care.
Hey, Jeff.
Like the guy says, like Shannon Sharp said, it's the Alabama Invitational.
Hey, Jeff. Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's what I'll say about Chattanooga. So Chattanooga is actually a threat on the FCS level. They are in the SoCon, which is the SEC version of the FCS. So, yes, Alabama did what they were supposed to do. Going back to Florida State, as I have listened to people converse about why this, why that, Georgia's strength of schedule, I want to say they had one of the easiest schedules in all of Division I college football. I mean, hell, they started their season off with UT Martin out of the OVC.
All the teams start off with weak teams.
So it's like, teams. Yeah, but I don't know. When you look at Florida State's record, I really felt like had they had just went to Louisville and just dog walked them in the ACC championship, we wouldn't be talking about Florida State not being out of the college football playoff.
Did Florida State win or lose?
Florida State won. They won 16-6.
13-0. True.
Yeah. Anyway, Jeff, thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bud. Hey, look, so here's my thing. Okay, there is an eye test to who should be playing in the national championship. You know who screwed it up for Florida State?
Who?
TCU. TCU screwed it. They did because
they don't want the same thing that happened last year.
They're not an SEC team, obviously. TCU. They you just said it, Corey. They don't want the same thing to happen. What happened last? Listen to me. What happened to Florida State is called the injury to their starting quarterback, who was very good, and that team was very, very different when they had him starting. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Jordan Travis, yeah,
who was a very good quarterback. But when he went out, they were a different team, okay? And then when you watched him play Louisville, I was bored stiff. That was one of the most boring football games I've ever seen. And my only thought throughout the entire game, guys, was Florida State's going to take a butt whooping if they get in the CFP.
Well, but the way that they won doesn't fit this last year of business.
No.
This is what I would say about Florida State, though. And when I say this, I'm dead ass serious. I would have my team so hyped if we go out there and whoop Georgia, y'all getting rings. Y'all getting rings. Let's say national champions, just like
so that
boy and them did when they went. Because the reality is,
participation rings.
No, because they was undefeated and they just beat the best team that you said is in the country, Georgia. That's why 14-0, and we beat Georgia.
And I really feel like
if FSU were playing,
you know how many players are probably going to depart or go to transfer portal for Georgia. I'll bet. You want to bet? I'll bet 50. I'm going to say this right now. I'll bet 15 of their players leave, go to transfer portal, or decide that they don't want to play in the bowl game. So, I'll tell you this, Corey. Tell me if I'm wrong, because that's how college football is right now. How many of the FSU players are like,
you're right. You're right,
so
but
you're going to have two totally different teams playing each other. Two totally different teams.
But I would still, if my team goes undefeated as a university and an organization, it may not be a championship ring, but I'm getting an undefeated. Those kids are going to walk away because the goal at the beginning of the year is not to win the national championship because you don't control. They should be excited and geek because you don't control certain things. The goal is to win. They won 13 games. They don't control the voting. It's not balanced. There's analytics, and then there's people that don't know football. Then there's coaches that know. Like, you should have 100 coaches that are coaching football vote in these different situations. But you can't do that because, like in the Pro Bowl, when players vote, you know what teams used to do? They used to vote off. So if you was a dynamic kick returner and we wanted you to make it, we not going to vote for the next best kick returner. We going to vote for somebody that's 7 rows down on the list so that they won't get the vote. So when you start mixing politics and these different variables, you're going to have this issue with 4 teams. This is not even an issue next year.
Yes, it is.
You know what?
You know why it is? Because guess what? Here's what's going to happen, okay? You're going to have 12 teams.
Yeah, 13.
And guess what? We're going to talk about 13 and 14.
You're the 13th best team in the country.
Just saying.
No, it ain't. It feels the same, but if you can't be in the top 12 solid, don't and moan.
You know what? Here, I'll say this, and we got a few minutes, but
we got as much time as I want.
Look at the FCS. Shut up. Look at the FCS level. Look at Division II. Yeah, and look at Division III. All right.
Yeah. Why are we looking at Division III?
There's a method to the madness.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like that they should say, look, here are the best 32 teams in all of college football. We're going to give the top 8 teams a first round
just like
bye. And you know what? You other 24 teams, you have fun beating them. You then play your first couple of rounds at the higher seed stadium.
Yeah.
Just like the NFL.
And then when you get to the semifinal rounds, that's when you include all these New Year's Six bowls in there. And then that's 32 teams that make the FBS ultimate playoff, if that's whatever you want to call it. And then for marketing, because we all know the NCAA is one of the richest nonprofit organizations out there. But you then say, okay, for the teams that didn't qualify, we can have some of these bowl games.
Yeah. So Will just said probably the most intelligent thing that he said all year. So give it up for Will.
What a clap button there, Will.
Second, Will I am
Big
too.
Will
is
no
with
longer
us. So
formerly
proud of
known
you.
as Angry Will.
Speaking intelligent, and you know what? You did it with a shirt and tie and a little sweater thing to make you sound intelligent.
It's called a quarter zip.
The bottom.
It's called a what?
A quarter zip.
A cortisone. What?
Cortisone. I like cortisone. It helps.
Me too. I got a couple of those shots.
Yeah, a lot of them. Cordol, cortisone, bring it on.
Adderall.
Look, that was pregame medicine for me, Coach.
I think we can argue this until we turn blue, but the bottom line is, in terms of FSU, and I got a squeaky thing in my ear here, Will, so we just went from the most intelligent comment to squeaky things going on in my ear, so I don't know what that is. But anyway, Alabama, do they deserve to be in? Yes, and I've said it for weeks. I probably have said it for 6 or 7 weeks, that the Nick Saban effect is real, and then they become real in terms of how they're playing football, right? And I said they would be in the Final Four. I also said they would beat Georgia in the SEC championship. Coach is making predictions that are coming true.
And he also said Caleb Williams going to win the Heisman.
Okay, he didn't.
Well,
Jalen Daniels did.
That one was a surprise. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, that
who
boy,
is this guy?
that guy, he can ball, man. I
Yeah,
watched
man,
He's
him
a
play.
baller, for real.
So the final question on this, because we got to get ready to go to break, but I'm going to ask two questions, okay? Was Florida State snubbed? Should they have been in the Final Four teams in the CFP?
Based on how they usually pick it, what it's supposed to be from being undefeated, you beat who's on your schedule, absolutely they got sham. But when you're talking about the eye test from most football people, they believe that Georgia should have still been in the
And that was my next
Final
question.
Four.
Was Georgia snubbed?
No.
Okay, then who?
In my 20 years or 30 years or how many years of football and playing, if I was a coach and I was looking, I would say, yeah, they dog walked almost everybody.
Yeah, they did.
And barely got beat by the team that's in it that
By
got
3.
dog walked.
But
Yes.
look at
But then
their
who-
strength of schedule.
Well, you could say that about any of them.
Who?
But
What
they
was
had
the
Georgia
highest?
had
I mean,
the worst out of all of
does
them.
Washington have a tough schedule playing in the now defunct Pac-12?
Nobody cares about the Pac 1.5. But
Well, it kind of do because Washington is in the Final Four
That's
teams
his
of the
point.
CFP.
That's the
Just
point.
saying.
That's what he's saying right there.
but my thing is Georgia's strength of schedule was worse than Washington.
Georgia will whoop everybody that's in there,
Everybody.
probably except
And if Alabama and Georgia played 10 times, Georgia would win 6 of the 4 times.
Oh,
6 of the 10.
I'd
S-
say
6 of the 10.
I would say more than that.
I'd
Yes.
say 4 out
I meant
of
6
10.
of the 10.
But okay,
I'd say 8 out of 10.
really?
Probably.
That's what I believe.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but again, it's the Nick Saban effect, and Alabama is in, Washington is in, Michigan is in. A lot of people said Michigan shouldn't be in, even though they're undefeated. Why did they say it shouldn't be in? Because they say they cheated.
And did you
to
see
get
that
there.
their response once they saw that they were playing Alabama?
Oh, yeah.
It was not the response of a team that just got the
Scared
news
to
that they in. They was like,
crap.
I got chose to fight. I got to fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, listen, the Nick Saban effect is alive and well in college football. And guess who felt it? Everybody. And you are talking to the Sunday Morning Scramble. That's us. That's Corey, the Super Bowl champ. I'm the coach, and we will see you on the other side on Nashville Sports Radio.
I really need a change. The people and the money in my life is acting strange. Well, maybe it ain't them.
What's up, Nashville? This is Corey Harris, Super Bowl champion of 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And the only thing that Coach Tonjes likes more than the LA Chargers is Double Dog.
Ah, yeah, Corey, Double Dogs. This is the coach, Greg Tonjes, from the wonderful new show, live show, that is the Sunday Morning Scramble. It is the coach, and it is Corey, Super Bowl champion on that show. But we do love one thing better than all of that. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin. It is the spot for beer, for sports. They've got the biggest screens. They've got the coldest beers. And guess what? It's dog friendly. And not only that, you can walk in today and ask for the coach's special, which is a double dogs with chili and cheese, and not one, but 2 hot dogs. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin. And that is at 1620 Nashville Pike. Tell them Coach Tonjes sent you.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit jodyjonesdds.com or call 615-259-5100.
This is Corey Harris, SEC legend, Super Bowl champion. If you want a great game day experience, you need to go down to DraftKings Sports and Social, downtown Nashville.
Oh, yeah, Corey, DraftKings Sports and Social. There's only 14 of them, and we've got one of them here in downtown Nashville at 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. Listen, anybody that loves to watch sports, he has to go here. They got a VIP lounge that overlooks the Cumberland River and into Nissan Stadium. This place is unbelievable with the biggest screens and the best experience for any sports fan. 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. We'll see you there.
Want even more excitement on game day? It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you could win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Sweat it out, watch your entry update in real time, and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code primetime for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
What's up, Nashville? This is Super Bowl champion Corey Harris. And anybody that loves sports knows that if you can't score, you can't win. So you should absolutely consider protecting your family and your assets with State Farm.
Thanks, Corey. Hey, everybody. This is Lauren Tullis, State Farm agent in Hendersonville. And if you like watching some of the best, like Corey Harris, you should be protected by the best. Contact us today to get your free quote at laurentullis.com. Like a good neighbor, Lauren Tullis State Farm is there.
The TSU Tigers men's basketball team with fifth-year coach Penny Collins are coming off a top 3 OVC finish last season and looking for much more this season. Led by preseason all-conference guards Marcus Fitzgerald and Kenyon Hodges, the Tigers face an impressive non-conference schedule that includes Oregon, Lipscomb, Austin Peay, Indiana State, and Liberty, and tip off a league play on December 28th at Gentry Center versus UT Martin. Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join longtime TSU broadcaster Albert Dawson on all of the games this season right here on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
All right, good morning. You are listening to Sunday Morning Scramble here at Nashville Sports Radio and all over the place. Twitter, X, not Twitter anymore.
Twitter, X,
Instagram,
one of the two.
All of them. YouTube and Facebook. Man, we are excited for this show. Got a lot to talk about. Getting ready to talk Titans football here a little bit in the second hour. The preview and actually kind of where do the Titans go from here after the devastating loss to the Colts last Sunday. But right now we're going to shift gears to there is a big event coming up for Corey and for specifically Kick the Stereotypes, his foundation. And you can see if you're watching live, we've got some shirts hanging out and the soccer ball up there, Corey. Talk to us, Corey. We got a big event coming up. Kick the Stereotypes.
How much time do I get first, Coach? Because you know I'm super passionate. We'll take the whole last hour with me talking about
we'll give you a couple
about
minutes.
kids and this.
Yeah.
But
hey, by the way, Will just said he's going to give you a couple minutes.
A couple of minutes. Okay, so we should have Brent Goulet calling in. Brent is y'all just Google Brent's. Let's Candace put Brent Goulet's Google thing in there. Y'all search Brent Goulet. Brent Goulet is one of the top. He has one of the top teaching and accreditations that he has the highest level of coaching and teaching soccer that you can have.
Wow.
He was our host. He's our on-site professional with our Let's Play Soccer Day.
Love it.
We're finalizing some things that will be very important in the world's game football. And so let me state clearly what the vision is. I mean, the mission is for Kick the Stereotypes in this first year that we're going. Our goal is to take the world's game, football, known as soccer in the United States, into
which is so weird.
The black communities and it's not about race. It's about systemic.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand. Yeah.
Systemic oppressive things. Football, soccer is a poor man's sport. Why is it? Because it just takes a ball. It's like basketball.
Right.
And the reality is, in the black community, we play football, American football. We play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer and basketball parallel so much from what I talked about earlier, spatial awareness,
and
the whole nine. But people of color all over the world play. But the black community in America, it's like we are unaware of. You know, you have first generation Americans that are from Africa and other people of color that play. But the reality is that in the black community, like you could drive around 20. I was talking to my Uber driver. Shout out Scott Copeland. So I was telling him, he said he couldn't believe it. But it's a fact. You know, you could go through 20 neighborhoods in any city in America when it's warm in the summer and may not find 5 kids, black kids, playing with a soccer ball.
Sure.
So our goal is to change that before, to make soccer mainstream before the World Cup gets here.
Coming to the
to
United
2026
States.
next year, 2024. We got a great schedule coming up. We're going to be Let's Play Soccer Day. It's going to be once a month here in the city. We'll have
and the next one
soccer
is
skills. So the next one is December the 29th, Friday. Your kids out of school. It's free. It's limited. You got to go to www.kickthestereotypesfoundation.org and sign your kids up. But who we have right now on the line, Brent Goulet, my good brother, certainly a adamant, aggressive man of God. You can't talk to Brent for 12 seconds without knowing that he is sold out for Christ. He's a good guy. We talked to Ellington Fuller and Randy Fuller. This is the man that put the time and knowledge and what we're trying to do. This is the man that gave and what John Ingram is doing in terms of ROI. And for John, it's not return on investment. It's the resources, it's the opportunity, it's the instruction that kids need. And so the Community Foundation is committed to doing that. They're helping Kick the Stereotypes to do that here in the States, and we're going to be doing it in USVI, which is our territory, being over there. It's the same thing. Like the kids don't play.
Well,
so
just
Brent,
so you know, that's the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah, I know. My mom used to live there.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Really?
What island?
St. Croix.
Yeah, okay. So Brent, is Brent on live with us?
He's been waiting.
I am.
Hey, man. So first of all, Brent, it's good to hear you and have you on. But give us a little background. Let our listeners, our good friends, know a little bit about your background and why you do what you do and what's your goal. Why are you doing this and what are you hoping to get out of this purpose beyond kids just being able to go pro, because you have so much knowledge and it's still in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the introduction, the kind words. Yes, being a born-again Christian, life-changing moment for me. And soccer, growing up in a family with 5 boys, divorced mother on welfare, and soccer was, just with all sports, but soccer was the one that got me out of poverty and gave me opportunity. And if I didn't have people helping me from taking me under their wing, like Mr. Allison, my first coach, and teaching me the game, and I had 2 coaches my whole youth career, and then that doesn't happen today. 6 or 7 till I was 16. And so that afforded me to be able to go to college, and then from college I was able to go pro in England and then play for the 88 U.S. Olympic soccer team in Korea, the 90 World Cup qualifying team. First time we qualified for a World Cup in 90 for Italy. Futsal World Championship. I have a bronze medal with the U.S. team, the very first FIFA medal for any team ever that's won anything. And then, of course, in America, everybody wants to hear about being All-American, 4-year All-American, and those things. And so those things, it just gave me a platform for me personally to preach Christ. And what Corey's doing here, we're giving kids an opportunity. It just isn't a one-off transaction. This is something that is life-changing, first and foremost, giving them the tools for life. And then if they choose to pursue it, they'll have opportunities, because there are so many teams worldwide for opportunity for soccer. And that's what we're trying to do right here. Just give them opportunity, like Corey said.
And so you just hit on something that's big to me, related to the opportunities. This is a game that can close the gap. Like you're talking about about nephew Ellington Fuller going overseas at I think it was he about 15? Brent went his first time over there, 14 or 15.
Yeah, I had him over there, I think about 13, 14 with FC Schalke in Germany was the first time he'd gone over. Yes.
We talked to him a few weeks ago here on air, and this is the coach, by the way. And just so you know, a couple things. Every time we start talking soccer, I want to have an English accent. And I don't know if that was, I just feel like the rest of the day I'm probably going to be talking like that. I'm going to go, hello. I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm going to go,
Mike.
Hello, coach. Are you going to go outside and play some football?
We're kicking the stereotypes, coach. You're messing up. You're butchering. You're butchering.
So, but we had him on, boy, sharp young man, and he was sharing with all his travels. He's in Spain right now, is what I understand, when he was on. But it was really cool to hear him talk about how his choices to pursue soccer versus basketball, traditionally basketball, traditionally football. And, I actually remember, too, it's interesting because there's a lot of pressure, and I want you to speak to this, because there's a lot of pressure in the United States for kids, especially African-American kids, to be driven towards basketball and driven towards football. What is it that we should communicate, or how should we communicate to move and drive specifically African-American kids to play soccer? I mean, it's an exciting sport. You can knock somebody down sometimes and not get a card. I mean, you could get physical. Especially, I was a goaltender. I was a state select goaltender. I don't know if Corey knows that. I was a state select goaltender for the state of California back in my freshman and sophomore year, so I know the sport very well. But what is it that we can do to help drive these kids, not necessarily away from football and basketball, but to soccer?
So,
is that for Corey or for my? Go ahead, Corey.
Okay, and then I'll let you go. Well, for me, it's a couple of things. One, the younger they are, when they get the experience, football as an example. Like when your child sits down and watches a football game and sees how excited you are, you're the fan of the team that you introduced them to.
No doubt.
When you can walk out of your door and see 12 kids playing football and you're a little tyke, or if you get to go to a Titans game when you're 3, like, it's addictive. You're hooked. It's crack when you go to these experiences. And the other thing is, and most importantly, talking about the United States and black kids growing up, they have to see people that look like them.
Gotcha.
They have to see not just people of color, not just our African brothers or our Hispanic brothers and sisters, not just people with people that grew up in their neighborhoods, their cousins, people that are specifically in what we're describing as the black community, experiencing, like we're doing with Let's Play Soccer Day, like to experience the feeling of growth in the 6 hours of just being with somebody like Brent Goulet. I experience the same thing every time I do a football clinic or camp.
Yeah.
No matter how good the child is, whether they like football or not, being around guys like Brent, like myself, whose concern is these kids having an opportunity. And so I just believe seeing the experience, but experiences change your life. Like us with the Passport Academy, being able to take kids to Africa, like, yes, they'll experience soccer, but soccer, giving them that experience, changed their life. So I think the earlier they see the game and experience the entire game like we do with football, that's what's it. That's the shot that they need.
Yeah, Brent, what do you think about that? Same thing, right? I mean, just the experience of the game and all, getting to go to games, things of that sort, right?
Well, I grew up in the Seattle area, so we had soccer as I was growing up. We could go watch the pros play. We could watch it on TV. And then we had that long gap after '83, in that time, when the North American Soccer League folded, there was no reason for it to, but it did. And we didn't get it back until after the '94 World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
In place then. And so you had a gap of over 10, for a decade of nothing on television of that caliber. And so the kids couldn't be exposed to it like they are with football, basketball, everything on television.
Yep.
With advertising and everything, and say, hey, there's a future for me there, and they're making money.
No doubt. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So that was a big difference for that time. But now that it's on television again, and you see the growth of it, and this
59 FM Brentwood, Nashville. 107.9 FM Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. At the UN Security Council, the U.S. blocked a proposed ceasefire resolution between Israel and Hamas. As the fighting continues, the U.S. agreed to sell Israel almost $107 million worth of tank ammunition. ABC's Inez de la Cotera in Israel says while there's no ceasefire, there has been a brief pause.
The IDF announcing a temporary tactical pause in parts of southern Gaza to allow for civilians to flee and for humanitarian aid to get in.
There were protests in Tel Aviv Saturday from the families of some of the more than 130 hostages still being held, calling on the Israeli government to do more to get them home. In the U.S., 6 people were killed, more than 30 were hurt by powerful tornadoes that moved through northern Tennessee. 3 people were killed in Nashville. 3 more, including a 2-year-old, were killed in Clarksville, Montgomery County. And Republican presidential hopefuls not named Donald Trump were in Iowa Saturday with the caucuses a little more than a month away. This is ABC News.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Accredited investors, are you tired of the volatility of the stock market? Diversify now while oil continues to go up in price, with expert predictions to be at $125 a barrel soon. When you do, you will get a 100% tax write-off for 2023. Why pay the government all the taxes this year and gamble in the stock market? Savvy and accredited investors use proven strategies that make more money and reduce their taxes. Freedom Crude allows you to take advantage of the enormous profits that both companies and producers of domestic oil have been experiencing. Hurry before December 31st. If you do nothing, you'll pay your fair share of taxes. Or act now and invest in oil and let your money go to work with a 100% write-off on your taxes, while at the same time generating potential income for decades to come. Call Freedom Crude, 800-549-1985. Freedom Crude, 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
This is Corey Harris, SEC legend, Super Bowl champion. If you want a great game day experience, you need to go down to DraftKings Sports and Social, downtown Nashville.
Oh, yeah, Corey, DraftKings Sports and Social. There's only 14 of them, and we've got one of them here in downtown Nashville at 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. Listen, anybody that loves to watch sports, he has to go here. They got a VIP lounge that overlooks the Cumberland River and into Nissan Stadium. This place is unbelievable with the biggest screens and the best experience for any sports fan. 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. We'll see you there.
What's up, Nashville? This is Corey Harris, Super Bowl champion of 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And the only thing that Coach Tonjes likes more than the LA Chargers is Double Dog.
Ah, yeah, Corey, Double Dogs. This is the coach, Greg Tonjes, from the wonderful new show, live show, that is the Sunday Morning Scramble. It is the coach, and it is Corey, Super Bowl champion on that show. But we do love one thing better than all of that. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin. It is the spot for beer, for sports. They've got the biggest screens. They've got the coldest beers. And guess what? It's dog friendly. And not only that, you can walk in today and ask for the coach's special, which is a double dogs with chili and cheese, and not one, but 2 hot dogs. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin, and that is at 1620 Nashville Pike. Tell them Coach Tonjes sent you.
The Jim Rome Show.
Man, I love Facebook. That's not in any way a time suck. It is such a valuable use of your time, going on everybody else's page and posting how beautiful they look when they don't. You know they don't. Come on. Anyway, do what you want with your time. I don't want you to tell me how to spend my time. I won't tell you how to spend your time, but I will tell you this. Stop cropping out pictures and including yourself and then acting like, hey, my hair looked great that day. My makeup was perfect that day. Just do what I tell you. With regards to this, you'll be fine.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio.
Let's go get it!
Broadcasting live from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. Welcome back to the Sunday Morning Scramble, your recipe for sports to feed your sports fandom. The Sunday Morning Scramble is brought to you by Nashville Toyota North, State Farm Hendersonville agent Lauren Tullis, and Double Dogs Gallatin. Call or text the Sunday Morning Scramble 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Now, here are your hosts of the Sunday Morning Scramble, Super Bowl champion Corey Harris and Air Force veteran and coaching legend Greg Tonjes.
Oh, yeah. You got the coach. You got Super Bowl champion Corey Harris with the Ravens. What's up, Corey?
Nothing. About to watch these blackbirds fly today on them Rams. About to get to it.
Playing the Rams. I like it. And then we also have very special guest this morning.
Okay.
Who has now blessed us with his presence 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks?
2 weeks in a row.
2
he was gone for
weeks.
2 weeks. Now, he did not communicate with us that he was going to be gone 2 weeks, even though it's our show. We probably should know those things. But, you know, he is back. And he is back. He's happy. And he's
Wait. Happy?
Happy. Yes.
Smiling.
Something's
Smelling
going on.
good.
Something's going on with me because you got the tie, the shirt, and the little
they finna make him
the
head
little
of
itty bitty sweater that, you know, they do have large sizes in those sweaters. You don't have to get a medium or small.
No, that's what we call a schmedium. You feel me?
Schmedium.
It's a schmedium. It's almost a medium, but not quite a small.
Are you getting engaged today? Is that why you're wearing your little outfit today?
No, and I told y'all why I was gone for 2 weeks.
You never told us you were going to be gone 2 weeks. You
So
did not.
I know I did.
You 100%. I don't even think you told us you were going to be
you
on a
guys
week.
missed me. I think that's why you're still complaining about why I was
There's
gone.
no possibility of that, but we appreciate your input.
I don't want
So
form to be
seriously,
known
why
as
are
Angry
you
Will.
all all dressed like this?
So-
you make me feel bad. I'm in flip flops
Did I
and shorts
make you
and
feel
t-shirt.
bad? Okay, so if you must know,
Yeah.
I, outside of pressing these buttons, do freelance like broadcasting.
Okay, all right.
So one of my few contracts is one
contract.
Yes, so one is with Lipscomb.
Okay.
So I'm a sideline reporter for Lipscomb University. We play Johnson. They're out of somewhere in East Tennessee.
Okay.
And then later on today,
As a sideline reporter, you should actually know that, and you should know what their mascot is too.
a lion.
Okay,
But
you guessed that, but
no,
anyway,
it
keep
is
going.
because they have a massive lion on their page.
Okay.
Trust me, I've been doing my research. And then later on today on our airwaves,
Yes.
Lipscomb, the men's team, will play Tennessee State University. You can hear that game here. 4 p.m. for the pregame show. Greg Pogue.
Where's
Robert
that game
Dawson at Lipscomb. So
Okay.
they have a doubleheader today.
Okay.
Let's see. So outside of Lipscomb, there's the Gulf South Conference. I've called a few games for them. I've also called games when
Okay, we didn't listen. We don't need your
Tennessee
entire
State.
bio.
Well, you asked.
I was just asking what you're doing today.
You know what? You've been crying. You've been crying about how long. We've been gone for 2 weeks, and you've missed me. And then now,
it's almost like you're reading your
Please
old.
stop, Coach, before we get angry.
Hold
Will
on.
back.
and then you want to talk about my sweater.
Okay, now your anger is coming out.
Angry Will is back.
Angry Will is back, ladies and gentlemen. Angry Will back in the house. All you have to do is just push a couple of buttons, and all of a sudden he back, Corey.
There he is.
There he is. All right, that's okay. We'll bring a 10-year-old in. We can show him how to run the board. It'll be okay. But
Have fun.
But that is impressive that you're pursuing your career and your love of sports. So we are very excited for you.
And you are a great producer too,
and
though,
you
for
are
real.
a great, ladies and gentlemen,
Seriously.
great producer.
No, I'm being
Will
serious.
in
I'm
the
not
house.
we are not being, even though Coach has that look on his face that makes you want to get one of them old school slingshots with the rubber band you put on the fan and fold the little paper back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Spit wild or something like that.
Not the spit. Now the spit. The spit. Wow.
Spit wild.
Now that's going there. That's some hate.
Now, speaking about a team and a franchise that is really struggling. One of the more devastating losses I've seen an NFL team take was the Titans' loss last week to the Panthers. I mean, you want to talk about or the Colts? I apologize. Colts Titans last week, and oh my goodness gracious, Corey, special teams won the game for the Colts, and you talk about special teams all the time.
You know why?
Why? Because it can win a game.
One, if it was not for special teams, I would not have been in NFL. I was drafted by a team that didn't do their homework, the Oilers, relative to my vision and being a punt returner and, you know, how I could. And one of the reasons I do what I do with the checkmate training, the vision, is the ways I could catch the ball. I was very deceptive. I catch the ball good, straight ahead, catch the ball good, going horizontal, but the deep ball looking over. Being able to score points and control field position.
Yes.
Like the times I was able to make tackles inside, and this is not even part of the game anymore. You rarely will see a tackle inside the 10 on a kickoff. Right?
Yeah.
Because of how it's moved up and all these different things. But you heard me say it. People think it's 3 phases of the game. It's not. And you don't even hear pro coaches talk like this. It's 4 phases. Offense, offensive special teams, defense, and defensive special teams.
Gotcha, yeah.
Everything on special teams is related to field position, changing, going from the 10, your own 10, punting the ball, and tackling the guy inside his own 20. If you look at the percentages of drives that are 80 yards or more, it's super low.
Yeah,
and
super
so
low.
for me, you've heard me say this since the beginning of the year. In this day and age, if you're going to be a defensive dominated team, you have to be dominant on those other 2 sides of special teams. Your return teams and your coverage teams have to be dominant because you can still win.
Well, and that's the one I wanted to ask you about this because in Titans fans, we'd love to hear from you. Talk about kind of where do the Dolphins go or where do the Titans go from here because they play the Dolphins. We know where they're going. They're going to Miami. They're already there, getting ready to play Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. You can call in 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600 and talk Titans football or NFL, whatever you want to talk. But how does this happen? You've got the best punter in the entire NFL. Okay, you have the best punter in the entire NFL, and never really an issue in terms of blocks or, I mean, he releases the football very quickly. That's why he's one of the best. He's got a killer leg. That's why he's one of the best. I mean, he already has his shoes in the Hall of Fame that was sent to the Hall of Fame. And how does that happen, Corey? How can you allow that much of a major breakdown in protection, and you ended up getting Stonehouse's season ended with a major injury?
And I think a player may have gotten cut behind that as well. I'm not sure. What I will say, I've been on the top sides of both. Playing the Dallas, and I'll give you 2 examples. Playing the Dallas Cowboys on the return side, playing the Dallas Cowboys, we're in I think it's the first playoff game, Packers versus the Cowboys. The opening kickoff of the game, right? When they kick the ball hard towards the sideline as a returner, you should sprint over there, get your back to the sideline so that if the ball bounces off of you, if you were not to catch it, it bounced through, right? Bounce be on the field.
Uh-huh.
I sprinted over there and tried to catch it all hands that went out of bounds. So we start the game on the 2.
Oh, wow.
Then
good job, by the way. Nice play.
And we're playing the old school Cowboys. Troy Aikman.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Irvin. What's my UT guy name? I'm glad I forgot his name.
Emmitt Smith?
No,
he's Pitt.
Emmitt Smith was
No,
there.
Emmitt Smith with the Florida.
Receiver.
That's right. Stop correcting me, Will.
I can't even remember his name. Alvin Harper.
Oh, Alvin Harper,
right.
yeah.
So right before the half, we have another kick. I'm running into the pile. I see an opening. I'm great. Dash, change, go away from the turn. Kenny Ginn, I think, dives like over the pile, and I don't got the ball 4 points of protection.
Oh, boy.
Swing back, knocks the ball out. They get it scored. We go from 10-3 in the Gary B. Out ball at the end of the half to 17-3. I remember Holmgren finding Nolan Cromwell, who was a great player, one of my close friends as a coach. I watched film. He taught me a lot that I know in special teams and how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
He says if he goes back in, somebody's ass is getting fired. The other side of that is as late as the Baltimore Ravens. We had 2 punts blocked.
Wow, in the same game?
Yes. And to answer the question, somebody had a mental error or somebody didn't communicate or the coaching strategy was not prepared for a particular rush.
Gotcha, yeah.
Now, when I played at Miami with Mike Westhoff, one of the greatest special team coaches I've ever been around, we were playing a team, and this center did the same thing for like literally 20 games over a year and a half. This is what he does. He looks up, he looks down, he looks up, look right, look left, look right, whatever it is, 1001, and snaps it. We need a block. We need a block. We call our block. We know what's going to happen. We held it to the time we need it. He looks down. He looks up. He does his routine. He looks, 1001. I take off sprinting full speed. And he looks back up again. I didn't get offside, but they were allowed to change their protection. And again, this is an area where coaches, again, can throw players under the bus because this coach, Westhoff, tried to throw me under the bus in the meeting, and Jimmy Johnson sits in every meeting. I wasn't allowing it.
No.
I read my notes to what he said, and we got going back and forth. I just got paid by Miami, the starting safety. By the time I got into the defensive back meeting, before I sat down, there were 2 corners in front of me backing up the safeties. Instantly. I didn't play another defensive snap. Well, we played the Ravens, and I did 10 weeks later. But again, it's 3 things. If somebody made a mental error, or the coaching.
That's what I think.
The coaching got caught. Y'all had a scheme that y'all were set on. They saw it, they knew, and they did it. So I can't say because I wasn't in the meeting, but it's either a mental error by one of the players or it's coaching scheme.
And I think that's what it is, don't you, Will and Corey? I think the Colts saw something in the protections that the Titans were running, and it allowed because the guy came. I mean, he absolutely.
he came.
But if
I like that sound. That's
but if the center turns to the left, coach, you got a guy right here. And another guy behind him. The center would turn left. The personal protector, who is for those that don't really know, you might watch. He's like 4 yards behind. That other gap he has. So I don't remember seeing it exactly watching the scheme, but if the center and the personal protector go to the same side, it's going to be a block. That's literally how our 2 punts got blocked in that game when we came here to play them. But also, Al Del Greco got 2 kicks blocked.
He did.
The
I
difference
remember
is
one return for a touchdown.
Mitch. Big Mitch. Anthony Mitchell. What's up, my guy? Returned it, and it changed the whole game. So
and it did last week for the Titans. I mean, guys, when that happened, I said the game's over. The season's over for the Titans. But we got a caller, and we got looks like Kennedy. Where are you calling in from? You got the coach, and you got Super Bowl champion Corey Harris.
Hey, it's Bo. Good to talk.
Hey, Bo. What's up, man? I can't see the screen. What's going on, man? How you been?
All good. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about those 2 blocked punts because I think the Colts, what they were doing to make that happen, was the guy coming after the punt who blocked it both times was he was getting a head start. And I've heard a little bit about this over the course of this season. It's becoming a trend to try and block punts. And I just really don't. I mean, like y'all said, it could come down to the coaching staff needed to adjust there, but they're kind of doing what arena football players used to do on offense as far as getting a head start to get that run, as much momentum on that run as they can.
Yeah, and that's you're right. I think Corey. I think that to his point, Bo's point is this. Me personally, I think that was not a mistake. I think it was 100% that the Colts saw something and they said, "Hey, we think we can do this," because it doesn't just happen once; it happens twice. But I think to your point, strategies. When you played, Corey, by the way, Corey, I would love to see the videos of when you muffed the football out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Can we watch a video of that, please,
Coach?
sometime?
Coach, you are
looking for it now.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, our good friends, Coach is being what we call a pure hater. You feel me? Bringing up old stuff. He's a hater. But, Bo, what you're talking about in that particular case is exactly what Miami did. What Detroit, I think it was, or the Giants or whoever it was when I was playing with the Dolphins that did this. I was a full running start. But much like a quarterback that you see a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady do, you have to be the coach on the field. Like sometimes there are situations that the coach can't prepare you for. You see a guy coming full speed, trying to time you up. We got to have some kill calls or something to be able to do it. But again, like you said, it could have been just a great scheme. If they hadn't ever done that and they did it this time, it's a boxing match and you've never seen this guy never throws this punch.
Right.
He never throws this punch.
Right.
So I'm going to get lax with this left hand. And sure enough, he waits he don't do it the first round, second round, third round.
Yeah.
But you get late in those late rounds when you're a little bit tired and he throws that punch that you've never seen him throw in 10 fights. And so, to me, that's where coaches are getting off and putting blame on players. And I'm not saying the Titans are doing that, but it's way too much garbage football going on with this talented team that we started the year out.
There's way too much garbage coaching going on.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Bo, what do you think the Titans have to do tomorrow to win tomorrow night to beat the Dolphins and that high-powered, speedy offense?
Man, I don't know what we can do to stop them. I almost want to see Tyreek put an exclamation point on an MVP case. I don't know what the Titans have left to fight for at the end of this season. It's a bad place to be in as a fan and as a franchise, of course. But if you were to, I'm thinking Tyreek might win MVP. If y'all were to rank the quarterbacks who would make up the rest of that ranking, what would y'all's rankings look like?
Good question. I would go with Lamar Jackson as probably a front runner, and I always go to quarterbacks that are leading their teams to winning records and have a potential to win a Super Bowl. Those are the guys that I look at in terms of quarterbacks. We see nowadays the Heisman, is all quarterbacks. I mean, you had best receiver in the country, Marvin Harrison, finished like 4th or 5th, and then you had Jalen Daniels win the Heisman as a quarterback. But I think Lamar Jackson is up there. I think Jalen Hurts is up there. I think third to me would possibly be Dak Prescott. Mahomes is a little off this season, but still obviously effective, leading his team to win the AFC West again. That would kind of be my top 4 or 5, Corey. What do you got?
One thing I don't like, I believe that the MVP should be. When do they vote on that? That's like the season isn't completely over when they do that. Is it? It's after the playoffs. It should be.
I think it's after the playoffs.
It should be after the playoffs. I don't know if it is.
I want to say it's before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
I think I don't even want to rank them, but I think the people that are in there that you didn't mention, you can't be Tyreek Hill without Tua.
Come on, man. Tua
is what?
No.
Tua is what?
Top 10, but not top 5.
He's top 10.
I mean,
so let me ask you this:
he might be 6 or 7.
Him finna go 2,500 yards or how many yards he finna go? Who's responsible for that?
Tyreek Hill and his route running and catching ability and speed.
How does the ball get there?
He throws
no receiver can ever.
Corey, you can throw it to him.
No, I can't.
You 100% could hit
Absolutely can't.
All right.
Like you can't. And I'm not saying and here's the other thing.
I want to hear your other quarterback. So Tua.
I would say he should be mentioned just because of what's going on.
All right,
but I honestly hope Tyreek Hill does
Glad I talked you out of it,
win it. But no, I hope Tyreek Hill wins it. But Dak is playing great. People love to hate the Cowboys, though.
True.
Jalen Hurts is still on his thing.
Yep.
These last few games, people love Mahomes. So if some things flip around, it could be him. But I would love to see Dak win it. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he's on America's team. He takes so much crap from people, even when it's
Stephen
not
A.
his
Smith
thing.
would like to see him win it too. I'm sure, right?
Now let's not forget Christian McCaffrey.
Bo, give me a prediction
Andy,
for tomorrow
I'm
night.
gonna go Dolphins over our Titans by I think the defense for the Titans might hold up a little better than people expect.
I think so.
Give me
those corners again
for the Dolphins and a nice little tenner for the Titans. And one name they all didn't mention on the quarterback list, I've heard several people mention, is Brock Purdy.
Yeah. I mean,
Lamar gonna win it, man.
You know, Will, the Happy Will over here just mentioned another candidate for the league MVP, Christian McCaffrey, who's obviously on the same team with Brock Purdy. So, yeah, you know, I struggle putting Brock Purdy. He's definitely top 10. He might be 8 to me.
I'd
I don't
say
know.
top 15.
Top 15.
What?
I mean, he's like 12, 13.
If you put another quarterback on that team, you saying they would be doing the same thing?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Yes.
But you saying yes?
Yes. If you put another quarterback
Like
on the
who?
San Francisco 49ers, I don't know. I mean, who do you want me to pick?
I mean, you could put
He's got the best offensive line in the entire NFL. He's got the best running back in the entire NFL. He's got the best wide receiver combo runner.
Last year before he got hurt, what was it? Before he was this Brock Purdy. Before he got hurt,
See what you've
was
done,
it
Bo?
then?
You've just started a whole
There
problem
was
in the studio.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey, we appreciate your call, Bo. Thanks for calling
All
in.
right.
Thank you, good
Lamar
friend.
Jackson, right? I'm putting my Lamar Jackson MVP shirt on. Now,
Okay,
you
all
talking?
right. I said that. I said Lamar. But, you know, I mean, it's fun to talk about this. We'll see soon. But, you know, the situation with the Titans and their quarterback situation is, I think, good. I think Will Levis has shown that he can play quarterback in the NFL. Now, with that said, do I think that he's a franchise quarterback?
No.
We'll talk about that on the other side, Corey and Will. But you are listening to Sunday Morning Scramble. Is Will Levis the franchise quarterback that you have that can lead the Titans and would lead the Titans to a Super Bowl? You are listening to Sunday Morning Scramble here on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio. We'll see you on the other side.
What's up, Nashville? This is Super Bowl champion Corey Harris. And anybody that loves sports knows that if you can't score, you can't win. So you should absolutely consider protecting your family and your assets with State Farm.
Thanks, Corey. Hey, everybody. This is Lauren Tullis, State Farm agent in Hendersonville. And if you like watching some of the best, like Corey Harris, you should be protected by the best. Contact us today to get your free quote at laurentullis.com. Like a good neighbor, Lauren Tullis State Farm is there.
This is Corey Harris, SEC legend, Super Bowl champion. If you want a great game day experience, you need to go down to DraftKings Sports and Social, downtown Nashville.
Oh, yeah, Corey, DraftKings Sports and Social. There's only 14 of them, and we've got one of them here in downtown Nashville at 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. Listen, anybody that loves to watch sports, he has to go here. They got a VIP lounge that overlooks the Cumberland River and into Nissan Stadium. This place is unbelievable with the biggest screens and the best experience for any sports fan. 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. We'll see you there.
What's up, Nashville? This is Corey Harris, Super Bowl champion of 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And the only thing that Coach Tonjes likes more than the LA Chargers is Double Dog.
Ah, yeah, Corey, Double Dogs. This is the coach, Greg Tonjes, from the wonderful new show, live show, that is the Sunday Morning Scramble. It is the coach, and it is Corey, Super Bowl champion on that show. But we do love one thing better than all of that. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin. It is the spot for beer, for sports. They've got the biggest screens, they've got the coldest beers, and guess what? It's dog friendly. And not only that, you can walk in today and ask for the coach's special, which is a double dogs with chili and cheese, and not one but 2 hot dogs. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin, and that is at 1620 Nashville Pike. Tell them Tell them Coach Tonjes sent you.
And now, Tennessee Heat and Air is reminding motorists to slow down on our roadways, keep an eye out for kids at play, and never text and drive. This message is brought to you by Tennessee Heat and Air. For all your residential or commercial heating and air repairs, maintenance, and installations, give the pros a call today at 615-856-3610. 615-856-3610. That's Tennessee Heat and Air, going the extra mile for safety. They're professionals who care.
This is the Greg Vogue and John Burton Show.
Derrick Henry's next.
Yeah, I think this is the first of several moves. I do. I think the Titans realize where they are. I think it's a reality check, and I think there could be more moves. I really do. You wake up one morning and you realize it's time to do some different things here. I think that's what it is. So I don't think they're done dealing.
Greg Vogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
The music swinging in the Music City here in Nashville, Tennessee. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, now we're in hour 2. We are still right in this moment remembering Tennesseans that are impacted by the massive tornadoes. They call it a tornado emergency. That's the highest level you can have of a tornado. That's how gnarly, wicked those things were. Saw it live, experienced it live, never want to experience it again. But there are people that have been impacted way beyond me, and it's about those people. And if anybody would like to call in, needs prayer this morning, just struggling, trying to maybe think about sports in the midst of maybe losing a loved one or losing a home or whatever, we're here for you at 615-844-5600, 615-844-5600. You can text as well if you don't feel like calling. But we are praying for everybody impacted by this, Corey and Will. And it's just, it's still so fresh. Obviously, just driving in and seeing some of the homes that were just destroyed over in Hendersonville area and Gallatin. It's just, it's like, I'm sure it'll be considered a state of emergency here in some of the communities up in Clarksville where they lost, people lost lives. So we are praying for you. We are not forgetting you. We will not forget. But like I said at the opening, Tennesseans have been shaken but will not be broken. And that is a theme I want us to carry as we think through this, Corey. Don't ever want to see it again, but, it's a little bit of nature of being in the Southeast. So, but the things that can help and the things that can be therapeutic at times is sports. And that's what we're talking here on the Sunday Morning Scramble. You got Corey, our Super Bowl champion with the Ravens. And you got the coach who sucked sometimes. Coaching football, actually a couple times I can remember, pretty much sucked.
And is not as good a coach as his co-host.
We'll see next season. Yeah, we're going to put a little flag team together, and we'll have a little flag team. When are you going to be having some babies that will be able to be on your team so we can beat them too?
He's going to be super angry.
I already have one.
No, I know you have one. How old?
8.
Oh, okay, so we can sign him up.
Her.
I said we can sign her up.
Okay.
Put her on that flag team. Let's go, baby.
It should be cute.
But we are talking NFL football right now. Just before the break, I asked the question, and I want to follow it up. Love to hear from you callers on this 615-844-5600. Is Will Levis the franchise quarterback for the Titans that you believe can lead the Titans to the promised land, to a Super Bowl?
Let me say this.
Yes.
Do you think that you just said that Tua is not all the stuff that I was saying he was? I think Will Levis can get the Titans to the Super Bowl if they do their job as an organization. Okay. If San Francisco can do what they're doing, they have a killer defense. They got 2 players that can play 2 positions, so that's 4. You got a quarterback. The quarterback's job is in the industry of logistics and distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the ball where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be.
Right.
And if he can learn if he continues to grow in the cognitive side of the game, processing information, and they are willing to use what Vrabel talks about all the time, multiplicity and versatility. You can't have what he talks about if you don't go get the players that are versatile. If you don't go get and you got Spears. Like for me and I've said this too as well, Coach, all season. The biggest thing is you still have the king. He's still second in rushing. He's still averaging over 4 yards a carry, but y'all are still predictable. We still know when you're going to do play action.
Yeah.
We still know when it's going to be a screen to Derrick Henry. We still know that when you bring Tonjes Spears in, it's something you're not even using him as a distraction. Y'all have done a couple of trick plays, but it's not who you are, and it should be who you are.
Right.
You should have a returner that can take it to the house. So this isn't about whether Will is a franchise quarterback that can take you to the Super Bowl, because there ain't but 2 or 3 of those.
That's true.
In the entire NFL. And matter of fact, there ain't but 2 or 3 of those in the world.
But the NFL is a quarterback driven league, as we know.
Only because we are falling in line with what everybody is doing. When we see something new, when hypo, and I'll take this to college, when hypo comes with something that nobody is doing and it's effective or whatever, football will always come down to certain things. If your team is talented but can't tackle in space, you're done.
Right.
If your quarterback, no matter how strong his arm is, no matter how great his information processing is, if he's not an accurate quarterback, I'd rather have an accurate quarterback with a weak arm than a super athletic quarterback that can't put the ball where it needs to be.
Well, but you also have quarterback. Listen, the team. I'm just gonna say the team that will win the Super Bowl this year is going to probably be the team that has the best quarterback in the NFL.
I disagree. It'll be the team with the best defense.
Well, we're going to find out. Speaking of quarterbacks, Corey, check this out, Will. This is incredible. Listen to the quarterbacks that have been injured this season so far. Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, done for the year, Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence about snaps his ankle in half, and miraculous, somebody said he might play this week. Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Kenny Pickett, Aaron Rodgers, Anthony Richardson. What in the world is going on? Is it because their protection sucks, right? Is it because schemes have gotten more difficult on quarterbacks? I think so. But what in the world is going on with look at all those quarterbacks again, Watson, Burrow, Carr, Lawrence, Jones, Kirk Cousins, Tannehill, Pickett. And guess what, Corey, too? A lot of these teams that have lost their quarterbacks have all of a sudden not very good.
And this is what my point is. When a biblical principle. When you put all of your chips in one basket, no, you can't do it. Diversify. Meaning if you're building your team to win based on a franchise quarterback, you're basically saying that you're praying and hoping that he makes it through the season versus building and constructing your team, your scheme, that your 3 quarterbacks on the team or 2 quarterbacks on the team is so blended from a standpoint of skill. The biggest issue with Lamar for a minute was he was so much more athletic than the quarterbacks. The things that he was getting away with that were not due to scheme, but were due to his athleticism, that cripples the team.
Yeah.
So, you need a franchise quarterback, but the reality is, what is our season over if he gets hurt week 1 or week 10 or the week before the playoffs?
There aren't many backups, but guess what happened the other night, right? What did we watch with the Cincinnati Bengals? And the Cincinnati Bengals bring Browning in, who was a journeyman, and he all of a sudden steps in and throws for 350 doggone yards. We got a caller calling in this morning, and hey, this is the coach and Corey, Super Bowl champion. What you got going on this morning? Hello?
Oh, can you hear me? I apologize.
Listen, I think Will can be a Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Titans, but there's only one stipulation.
What's that?
That they don't trade their best damn player again.
Yeah, you're talking about getting rid of A.J. Brown, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that part.
Yeah.
I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. If you don't have weapons on the outside, you're going to be pedestrian. and I don't give a damn how good of an organization you claim to be, but if you trade away your best player, then you're not going to go anywhere. So that part right there, because I listen, I know it's been a while, but we cannot allow this franchise to do something like that and not get on them continuously. This should never be forgiven. It's going to go down as one of the worst trades ever in any sport. They should never, ever, ever let that get away from that. They shouldn't get away with doing something like that if they expect people to pay to come and watch that product. So
Corey has a question for you, and then I've got a follow-up with you, too. Go ahead, Corey.
So for me, that hurt, but you see great players get traded all the time. And in the fundamental basic part of football, one of the biggest things that's hurting the Titans right now is the O-line. So to your point, yeah, it doesn't matter, and that even emboldens even more how good Derrick Henry really is, because he's still doing what he's doing. But our line, and I'll say our because I'm here, the Titans' offensive line situation the entire year has been an issue. Going into it, they paid the young man from he was a backup at Philly, and they didn't break the bank, but they gave him a bag. Yeah. Taylor Lewan, I don't know if they stayed with him too long or his heart changed about the game. And I know how it is when you get towards the end. He had a couple of injuries and it made it difficult. But the offensive line, if you're going to be a defensive team and a running team and try to do what they're trying to do, you got to have a line. Tannehill may still be.
So Tannehill's going to be gone. I think Derrick Henry's going to be gone. I mean, here's the thing that I've got. We didn't catch your name, by the way. What was your name?
That's Carl.
Carl, yeah, I can't read the screen because I'm blind. But Carl, here's what my thoughts are. Yes, the A.J. Brown trade was a stupid trade.
And it still hurts.
And it still hurts and will always hurt. Everybody will remember that as a stupid trade. But here's what it showed to me that the Titans organization has had complete confusion as to what they're doing and how to build a franchise. And what I mean by that is you get rid of A.J. Brown, then there's talk of Derrick Henry being traded, and you're thinking, it's going to be a rebuild. And then they go out and get oh my God, well, maybe we want to play some ball and compete because we're getting ready to get a new stadium. So let's go get DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, none of it's made sense to me, Carl, for what this franchise is doing. That didn't make sense to me when A.J. Brown was let go. It just hadn't even reached his prime yet. And
exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
When we sit up and say, well, teams trade away great players all the time. Yes, that happens, but not before they reach their prime like that. You're building something here. You're really building something. If you're
We lost him.
Who?
How did we lose him?
He can call back. Who was that? Who was that? Angry Will or?
What are you talking about?
Formerly known as that was
that
lost
was Carl. That was.
I thought you was over there.
No, but I was like, we lost him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Carl, if you're out there, call back.
Yeah, Carl, if you call back, we get you back.
Yeah, but I like.
He's made a good point.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying about people trade all the time, as a city expecting and the organization, once the organization makes a move, you just can't look back. And I feel like part of the organization is still thinking about A.J. Brown.
Oh no,
as well as the city.
Listen, I'm going to summarize it because I know we got to go to a break. The Tennessee Titans are a confused organization. They have shown that they right now to this point do not know how to build a Super Bowl caliber Super Bowl. Oh, and you can come back at me and say, well,
I ain't gonna say
were
that,
almost
Coach.
there.
Come on now.
They are confused.
Come on, man. Rand Carthon, come on, man. You got to give me. He came in and had to deal with what I believe the biggest mistake is, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, is not accepting that we're in a rebuild and just going full tilt and get ready and make this season what it was.
They could have got something. They could have got something for Derrick Henry, and they didn't. If you're going to rebuild the team, rebuild the team. Oh, got it. I'm in.
Yep.
But hey, you're listening to the Sunday Morning Scramble here. I'm the coach. We got Corey Harris, Super Bowl champion. We are going to take a break and then come back on the other side with the DraftKings Sports and Social NFL Picks competition.
Ooh,
it has livened up. It is We ready. We see you on the other side. Yeah, buddy.
This is something I wish I'd known. Many people who live in Tennessee are eligible for help paying for healthy food for pregnant and new moms, their babies, and young children, but don't realize it. Family income can be higher than you think. There's a website called TennesseeMeals.com for more information. Assistance for healthy food for expectant moms and young children. This information I need to share. TennesseeMeals.com.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Justice Center, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters.
What's up, Nashville? This is Corey Harris, Super Bowl champion of 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And the only thing that Coach Tonjes likes more than the LA Chargers is Double Dog.
Yeah, Corey, Double Dogs. This is the coach, Greg Tonjes, from the wonderful new show, live show, that is the Sunday Morning Scramble. It is the coach, and it is Corey, Super Bowl champion on that show. But we do love one thing better than all of that. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin. It is the spot for beer, for sports. They've got the biggest screens. They've got the coldest beers. And guess what? It's dog friendly. And not only that, you can walk in today and ask for the coach's special, which is a double dogs with chili and cheese, and not one, but 2 hot dogs. It is Double Dogs in Gallatin. And that is at 1620 Nashville Pike. Tell them Coach Tonjes sent you.
This is Corey Harris, SEC legend, Super Bowl champion. If you want a great game day experience, you need to go down to DraftKings Sports and Social, downtown Nashville.
Oh, yeah, Corey, DraftKings Sports and Social. There's only 14 of them, and we've got one of them here in downtown Nashville at 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. Listen, anybody that loves to watch sports, he has to go here. They got a VIP lounge that overlooks the Cumberland River and into Nissan Stadium. This place is unbelievable with the biggest screens and the best experience for any sports fan. 128 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. We'll see you there.
What's up, Nashville? This is Super Bowl champion Corey Harris. And anybody that loves sports knows that if you can't score, you can't win. So you should absolutely consider protecting your family and your assets with State Farm.
Thanks, Corey. Hey, everybody. This is Lauren Tullis, State Farm agent in Hendersonville. And if you like watching some of the best, like Corey Harris, you should be protected by the best. Contact us today to get your free quote at laurentullis.com. Like a good neighbor, Lauren Tullis State Farm is there.
It's a Bill King Show.
We are college football centric. That is the sun that warms our planet that we live on. Our planet actually isn't flat or round. It's an oblong spheroid. And we are here to proselytize about it, edify it every day on this here radio show.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
All right. All our listeners. Boy, it would be great. We set another record for callers today. Appreciate all your calls in. You still have time. We do have open phone lines right this moment. It is 9:46 a.m. NFL getting ready to kick off here in a couple hours, and you can call us, talk NFL football right now. We're getting ready to do our picks here in a little bit, but we'd love to hear from you. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. We appreciated Carl's call. Answer the question, is Will Levis the savior, if you will, of this franchise that can lead the Titans to the Super Bowl?
It was franchise quarterback.
Franchise quarterback. Is he the franchise quarterback of the Titans that can lead them to a Super Bowl? Because when you have a franchise quarterback, you would expect him to lead you to the Super Bowl. Am I mistaken or am I correct? I'm the coach. I'm probably correct.
I mean, you're right in that.
The coach is never wrong.
Right.
If you want to play, the coach is never wrong.
Now, I said run on 4th and 16. Like, no,
you said what?
Let's not do that.
What'd
If
you
I'm
say?
the coach, I said run on 4th and 16. But I'm the coach.
It was a bad call, but you wasn't wrong.
But you wasn't wrong.
Right. Man, let me tell you something. When I was coaching, bro,
You was always right.
I was telling you.
We done brought up a story.
Man, oh yeah, because I'm telling you right now, this guy, I'll go for it. I'll be on my own 25-yard line. I'll go for
And you
it.
on 4th and what?
I don't know. It don't matter.
Would the parents be mad?
Heck yeah. You know, one time.
How many fights did you get in, coach?
I don't know.
Arguments,
I had to have security escort me off the field
Regularly?
several times. Regularly, yes.
Were these like
I was in a very
seasons-
small town in Kingman, Arizona.
I was gonna say, were these seasons where you know what, I'm not gonna be back here next year. So
I mean, was you just I'll do what I want, or you thought it could happen in the situation?
No, I believed in because the analytics a lot of the times, even if you're on your own 25-yard line, and
It's scary, but the
you have
analytics
4th down
say-
and 3 or
right.
4th down, analytics say it. I'm not a major analytics guy, but then also I try to instill confidence in my boys.
Play,
you
right.
know?
We can get 2 yards. What are we talking about?
But do you know that one time? So I used to go into the stands before the game, prior to warm-ups, and I used to go up to talk to parents, right? And just, hey, thanks for being out. Thanks for supporting the team, So one time in my second year in Kingman, I walked up into the stands, and there was a nice older couple sitting there. And, they've got all the blue and yellow on, for Kingman. And I just walked over, just wanted to thank you for coming out and watching us tonight. And the husband looks at me, he looks at his wife. They're kind of quiet. I'm like, what the heck's going on with these people? And they look at each other, and then he looks up and he says it. He says it. I'll never forget it. I never have forgotten. I never will forget it. He says, Coach, I just want to let you know. And he didn't say, like, with all due respect or none of that stuff. He just said, I just want you to know, Coach, we're not here to watch football. We're here to see the band. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're what? Yeah. That's what he said to me, man. He said, we're just here to see the band.
Yeah, what you
Were they child a football player, or he's in the band?
No, they were there just from the community.
Okay, to watch the band.
Oh,
my God. The band.
So you have these problems in HBCU sometimes when the band is, because it's entertainment as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's great.
If the band is better than the football team,
yeah.
First of all, you're not going to get people in the game until
halftime,
right before halftime. And then, this is literally, and then right after halftime, mid-third quarter, pew, out of there.
Gone.
So if you in a situation like that, you better be balling, because the band, it's like when I was a performing coach, I've been on stage a couple times.
Yeah, yeah.
You do not want to go after somebody that's killing it on stage. Like, tear it up, and then you get out there.
Never want to follow a star.
And
right?
you know what? That brings up like Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
He would always say that, like, when the Kings of Comedy was, building, he would always have to go after Bernie Mac.
Oh.
And that, you don't want that.
No.
Yeah, that's why he ended up being the host. He said, no, I'm not going to be behind.
Because he was screwed either going after Cedric or Bernie.
My dad taught me a long time ago. He said, listen, you never want to follow a star. Like, if you're taking a new position, or, you never want to go behind somebody that is like, super awesome and beyond great. And now I have a little bit of a different philosophy, so I don't give a crap. Because whatever job I'm going to take, whatever position I'm going, I'm going to whoop your butt. I'm going to take,
That's a hat, Coach. IDAC.
I'm going to make people forget, because now they're going to know the coach. That's why at Rhythm CDJR, where I work, where you come see me, you know what? If you come see me this week, actually for the
what
rest.
What is CDJR? So everybody don't know.
Sorry. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Madison. We are the largest CDJR, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership in the entire state of Tennessee.
Wow. And I was over there. It's nice.
Yeah, he was over there. And we're even going to be nicer because we have the Taj Mahal being built just down the street. It's a brand new facility that'll be opening here in March. But here, I'm going to do this for our sports fans and for our friends of the family here on our show. Anybody that comes to get a car between now and the end of the year from me, new or used, I've got over 200 used cars.
Recording, everybody.
I will buy you any license plate frame of your favorite sports team to put on that car that you buy from me. I'll pay for it.
Hold him to it.
Listen to me. Now, you said that like I won't do it, because I have done it. And the first time it ever happened at another dealership, the first time it ever happened was shortly after the Chargers lost in the playoffs last year after they had a 28-point lead.
To the Jaguars?
And that was, so I went up to the guy after the sale of the vehicle, and I said, he actually bought a Jeep. And I said, well, what's your favorite team? What license plate frame do you want? And he goes, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I just go, oh.
You had to do it?
I'm like, how about we go to another sport?
Right.
Let's just not talk NFL, especially the Jaguars. He said, no, Coach, I want the Jaguars. So I actually went, I've got it on my Amazon account. I can show you. I went and bought him a stupid Jacksonville Jaguars, dumb-looking colors, teal and crap, whatever you want to call them, license plate frame.
Well,
so, yeah.
Did it make you feel better that I think they went and got, like, ramsacked the next week in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
Did that not make you feel any better?
Not really. Not really. I mean, when they were up, I was up in my sports lounge when I was watching the game. Jen was downstairs, my wife, and I'm up there, bro. And I see Asante Samuel get 3 interceptions in the first half, and I'm rolling.
Are you losing it?
I'm literally rolling. Like a few weeks ago, we went up to the Mint up in Franklin. We got to go up there. We got to go up there, all 3 of us, and bring your girls, and we'll go up and we'll all go up there and go gamble and have a good dinner. But anyway, it's a great spot. They got a brand new hotel there, freaking awesome. Had a suite. But anyway, I'm sitting there. And, I was rolling when Asante Samuel 3 interceptions and they're up 20. I was literally rolling all over my carpet, back and forth, yelling. And Jen's like, what's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? You need help. So a few weeks ago, we went to the Mint. We're going to get to our picks here in a second, sponsored by DraftKings Sports and Social. But we're playing in the high limit area, okay, up at the Mint. So, we're playing some good money and having some fun. Just they're all slot machines up there. So we're playing, and I'm with a group of my guys from work, Walt, and Richie and JR, and we're all hanging. And Jen's there, but she's over at the bar. So I'm in there. Well, Walt says, "Hey, push this button where it says 9, which means I'm betting 9 times my original bet." And I'm like, "No, man, he slaps it, right? Hits it. Man, I win over $1,000. Boom, $1,000." Then I do it again. I hit it again. I'm going, Jen, I just won money. I'm on fire. And I got on the ground and rolled around on the ground, just like Talladega Nights and Will Ferrell, yelling, I'm on fire. Somebody don't put me out. I'm on fire. And Jen's like looking at me like, what is wrong with that guy? Can you imagine what the security guards that watched that videotape thought of me rolling around on the floor, yelling that I'm on fire?
They were like, why is this big-ass man just freely rolling?
Yeah.
What? And I bet they didn't even come over and ask why.
Oh, no. There's one gal in there that kind of the security person that covers that area. They just over there rolling, and I literally rolled all over the carpet. I'm on fire, but we got to go. Speaking who's on fire.
On fire.
There's a couple of people in this room, and there's a total of 3 that's in this room. There's 2 people.
66%
that are just, I'm gonna say it in Spanish. En fuego.
En fuego.
And there's one person that's not really hot, but that's because he doesn't communicate when he's leaving. So we give guest pickers
Chili
the opportunity.
Frio.
And so coming into this weekend, last week Corey and I were 4-2, and Will, I am too, was 3-3. So mediocrity just continues. Coach is 49. Coach is 49. You need to have a big week this week, Will. I'm just trying to challenge you.
Or your season is over like the Titans, baby.
So Coach is 49-26. Corey is 49-26.
Uh-oh.
And Will is 40-35. Almost mediocrity at almost 500. But your asterisk still. I've got, even on my screen, I'm looking, and I have asterisks next to your picks.
So technically I have a bye week and then a couple guest pickers. And
well, one of your guest pickers
went 6-0.
Yeah, so that gave you something.
Yeah, and then my other guest picker.
0-6. Yeah, offsets it. So let's get into these picks, guys. We got some good games. And by the way, we appreciate all the callers today. Let's keep that rolling next Sunday morning when we see you here. But let's start with your Ravens, Corey. Your Ravens versus the other R word, Rams. That's going to be a good game. A little NFC, AFC game. That'd be a neat little Super Bowl watch. But who you got? Ravens, Rams. You got the Rams, right?
LaMarvelous and Zay-Day, baby. It's going to be LaMarvelous Zay-Day. You better believe it.
So you got the Ravens. I've got the Ravens as well. Who you got, Will? And you need, listen, I'm for real, man. You need to get back in this picks competition. You need to start picking picks.
Are people not going to take us serious?
Yeah,
you
over
over
there.
there.
Be serious.
22 games under
What do you
500.
What do you write down over
there?
there?
This man said 22 games under 500. So I am the Houston Rockets of you guys.
No, you're a Derek Mason.
Oh.
Not the receiver.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
All right, Will. Rams, Ravens. Now think through these things, okay?
Ravens.
We're trying to help you. Okay,
Ravens.
all right, we'll go with Ravens.
For sure.
All right, a little old school matchup. I like this. Lions at the Bears. Nice and cold and wet there, probably. Lions versus the Bears. Will I am. Think through these. I'm trying to help you, buddy. Take my wisdom.
Man.
Lions
This
versus the
one's
Bears.
in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Now, it's Justin Fields playing.
Yes.
Lions.
Corey, I like it that he's thinking through his picks.
He's acting like he's thinking.
He's acting. I'm going to
It's
go
the Lions.
I'm going to go Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, all right. So all three of us take the Lions. There's two monster games, guys. 49ers and the Seahawks in San Francisco. 49ers and Seahawks. I am going to go with the 49ers because I think they're one of the top 3 teams in the NFL. Who do you got, Will?
It's always tough when they play each other, so I'm going to go Seattle.
Okay. And who you got, Corey?
49ers.
49ers. All right.
We
We got another big game. Eagles-Cowboys. Eagles-Cowboys. Who you got? Who you got?
This is going to change it right here.
Who do you got?
I got too many people to go with the boys, and I ain't with it. We them boys.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys as well. Who do you got? Will?
I'm going to go with the Eagles, but that cornerback of theirs has at least 2 interceptions.
Okay. All right. Jaguars-Browns. Another good game in the AFC. Jaguars-Browns. I'm going to go Jaguars.
Is Trevor playing?
Oh. They say he is.
Well, I'm going to have to back old Flacco, baby. Let's go Browns.
No, man. Who do you got, Will?
I'm going to go with, you said, who is it? The Jags? And
you got to pay attention,
Browns.
Will. That's how we're
Jags and Browns?
Yep.
Ooh, I got to go with Jags.
Jags, all right. And then my Chargers. Broncos at the Chargers. Of course, I've got the Chargers.
I'm going with Sierra, baby.
Yeah, Sierra's been doing that man right.
You going with who?
The Broncos.
Russell Wilson's wife.
And
Sierra.
we're out.
Bye-bye.